Very good morning. This is Jasleen Kapani, the founder CEO of a setup presently in Delhi NCR by the name of I'm Decon Design. We are in the business and whole expertise in design, supplying, and manufacturing interior solutions and accessories and corporate gifting items to kind of beautify, enhance the spaces and to add value through look, appeal, and styling. These could be offices, these could be homes, these could be villas, these could be um, co-working areas. These are items and products for the international market for reselling and stuff. Corporate gifting as well. Festival seasons, occasions, and everything. And wherever you require a product, that's where our services and our line of collection goes. Yeah. So it's a Monday, and I'm sharing on a work-life balance thing. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because Monday is going to bring a lot of new goals and tasks to do and stuff. And when you connect with certain people, by the time they come into the office and stuff, some of them are already tired, or some of them are, as they say, I'm so exhausted, I'm so low on energy and stuff. So why is that happening? That's happening because their days haven't started late. Their days haven't started at 10:30, 11 in the office. They've woken up early and they've done their stuff, like taking care of their children and seniors and people and stuff and all that. And then they kind of get into their office. So as a result of that, they're tired and exhausted. And then there are people who are kind of good on energy and stuff. No matter what challenge or whatever comes their way, they enter the office in a kick-ass manner. So now, work-life balance. People deliberate and talk about work-life balance everywhere, and the definition is different for anybody and everybody, because lifestyles are not the same, jobs are not the same, personalities are not the same, relationships are not the same, working hours are not the same, and stuff and all. And then what is applicable for one person doesn't have to apply for me. So, say for example, if I'm not in the, let's say I'm not in the world of IT, right? So, logging into a phone or a computer is not for me. But I'm into, let's say I'm into journalism, or I'm into writing and stuff. So, I'm kind of logging in at a certain time and I'm doing my stuff and all. Okay. So, work-life balance is something which recently also our IMF had shared that what is work-life balance. Work-life balance is switching off your phone, switching off your distractions, and focusing on what is before you. So this is actually an experience where like many of you, I have so many friends, and there's this one particular girlfriend. Whenever I call up, she's tied up either with her child or she's tied up with something or the other, like the exams happening or whatever. So whatever plans we make over a few months or something take at least 6 to 7 months to happen because of whatever reasons. Now the lady is tied up like many other working women and other people in her own life, uh, and now we're talking about work-life balance. So in her case, what's a work-life balance? So a lot of people like her. She's my friend. I don't want to take her name here because it's not about her. But this is about people I see who say, "Yeah, I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. I've been running around errands. I'm doing my chores. I've got so much happening, and I just can't seem to be able to do it and stuff." And as a result of that, the personalities are changing, and the stress levels are really high and stuff. So what is maintaining work life balance? So I shall share this here through a set of lines and stuff. So this is a story, a true story. I met a lady, and she says, I had never envisioned my ideal lifestyle. I thought I'm going to be well dressed, I'm going to be kind of cooking, cleaning, managing and everything with the help at home and stuff, and it's going to be a great family. It's going to be good having children and stuff and all, and I will do my yoga, I will relax, and of course my house is always going to be tidy. But the opposite happened. She says, once I got into a marriage, I gave birth, I had no time and no emotional space because my expectations and aspirations dropped to the level of being dissatisfied because I was not even able to brush my teeth before I went to bed, and I I couldn't sleep early because my children were around me. Babies often wake up early. Babies have to be taken care of and stuff. So I was always tired. My ability to concentrate dropped remarkably, and I couldn't get any of my work or my chores done on time. And I tried to keep my home and my house tidy, but the kids, with their mess on the on the floor and on the drawers and stuff, added more, more chaos to the environment and stuff. So after I taught my daughters how to fold their clothes, they pulled out everything, and they couldn't fold them the right way, so I had to fold them over again and put them back. It looked perfect to them because they were children, but to me it was imperfect, so I had to kind of uh, do the task twice, and as a result of that, I was growing pretty impatient and stuff, right? So I scolded them harshly. I lost my temper and forget joy. I couldn't feel happiness because I was mentally stressed and I was mentally bogged down that I have to do the task again. So she says raising toddlers, two daughters, was hard, but it taught me a valuable lesson that do not try to keep the aim of keeping your space perfectly clean. So don't aim to keep things perfectly tidy when your children are little or you've got parents or grandparents around, because you may try and have the space tidy as per your own personal strategies and stuff, but it doesn't hold true for everybody. So she says now my children have grown up, my children are in college and stuff, so we have less control on their lives because they are out of the house and they're doing their own stuff. And I'm now trying to kind of get back to a space where I can control the cleanliness part of it, and I can spark joy, and creating a place where that joy sparks not just for me but for everybody. Yeah. So what's the chapter's synthesis here? It says that it's common that we find women and men and children and grandparents expecting the homes to be clean and stuff, but everybody's level of cleanliness is not same. So you know what the solution for this is? The solution for this is to kind of allocate and dedicate a time and a day and a week and everything when stuff is going to be done, and having everybody doing the task at erratic hours doesn't make sense because there's so much more happening, and if you really want to have that balance happening, so what do you have to do? So if you want to have that balance happening, you have to literally kind of fix a time and a date and attempt to finish it off, right? And then if it's a easy day or if it's a weekend or something and you don't have much happening, then you can always allocate 3 to 4 hours to get those tasks done and stuff, because everybody's focus is on safai or cleanliness. Yeah. So she says, this lady admits, she says, because I was able to prioritize time and everything, I was able to make time for myself, I was able to do more projects, I was able to do things with my friends and everything, I was able to go out more, I was able to focus more on my health and stuff. So, how did she do this? She did this because I was like, you need to set goals and stuff for yourself and for your home and everything and all, and get people working that way. And she says, by doing this, I've learned to focus intensely on only one task at a hand so that I can finish it off in a shorter period of time, and I can actually do a lot of other things which spark happiness and joy, and I can kind of feel great about myself. Yeah. So it's very true. So whatever before you finish it off, so work-life balance doesn't mean that you go out of the office, you come back home and you manage your personal life and stuff. Work-life balance means that whatever you have before you, whatever is in front of you, you have to kind of uh, you know you have to kind of make sure that it's completed and done. So I'll give you my example now. So I've been used to not having a pet for a long time, and now I have a pet. First I didn't get my pet because I had my neck cervical everything, and for me, taking care of a pet from the fifth floor, coming to the ground floor, driving around, going to the chemist and everything was not a feasible idea. It was a little impractical and stuff, so I was holding back. And then I found this pet like a dog in my neighborhood, whom I kind of spend my time with, because there was a pack of 6 puppies here. So what did I do? Once I started feeling better and stuff, I convinced my family and we got this pet home. So initially, and also many times now, it takes me a little time to kind of adjust to the idea that I'm so used to waking up and I'm so used to, kind of dressing up, driving into my car and going into the office and doing my stuff. But now when I have a pet at home, I wouldn't call my pet a responsibility because there's so much of fun and joy and there's so much of excitement happening as well. There's lots of stuff happening, with the pet. So I feel the same way many a times, like I'm all set up and all geared to go somewhere, but then my pet is going to cutely look at my face, and I'm going to go get him for a walk and stuff. So now what do I do? So what I've learned from this is that, okay, if I have to be at a place at 12, I'm going to actually plan myself and tell people I'm going to come at 12:30, 12:45, because behind the scene I've got my own stuff happening. Yeah. So you don't want to be calling up later on and telling people, hey, I can't come in and stuff because I've got this to do. Because people like me, at least we are, disciplined enough, and we are wanting to be punctual. But once in a while this happens. So this happened to me a few months back. I made a plan to be in a coffee shop, and my dog had an upset stomach, so I had to rush him and everything. So that's a one-off case. So I informed this lady I was meeting for a coffee, and I reached there. So my realization through this also is that if you have children at home, if you've got grandparents at home, if you've got a big family at home, if you've got teenagers at home, if you've got a pet at home, you have to have a time in a day to everything, and you have to kind of get systematic and organized about it. First it may seem pretty restricting or suffocating, that what the hell, I can't go anywhere because I got this to do and stuff. But the point is, once you start practicing it, and once you start implementing it, it gets into your system, and it becomes a part of your balancing act. So stay flexible about it, and you don't have to feel guilty if you've not been able to do one thing or two things. But the point is, try and attempt, even after all that if you have, let's say, 5 things to do, you've done at least 3. And if you've done all of them, that's amazing. Then you have all the time in the world to kind of, explore places, travel, go to a coffee shop, go to a library, do some extra projects, spend some time on your own self, spend some time on your hair, spend some time in the spa, play a sport and stuff, catch up with your friends, go for a drink or whatever. So flexibility helps big time, but the point is to be systematic and organized, and to have your processes in place, and then you kind of reach this whole idea of work-life balance. Yeah, try and get people in your family also habituated to this, so they may be temper swearing. Children may lose it, or parents may lose it, because they're used to doing things their way, right? But the point is, if you really want to have peace happening in the house, and you want to have that work-life balance, you have to kind of have a conversation also with people and explain to them where you're coming from. Yeah. So hope this helps. I'm on jkapani@gmail.com, justinekapani.im@gmail.com, and Justine Kapani office@gmail.com. Love and luck, and have a great week ahead. Hi, uncle, and I shall catch you later. Bye bye. How's it?